Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set, cocked, and locked. Here we go. Your dial set correctly to usaprepares.com. We're delighted you're here, and we're broadcasting 2 hours today from Missouri. If you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call, 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. Captain John Regan's with us. TheFinancialStateOfTheUnion.com. TheFinancialStateOfTheUnion.com. Welcome, Captain John Regan.
Good morning, Vincent.
Hey, good morning. John, I've gotten a number of phone calls about, yesterday we had our Neapolitan Mastiff had seizures, and the day before, total of 9 seizures. And we had a cluster of them yesterday during the broadcast. And it was quite tense here at the farmhouse. Her name is Ayudi. She's about 6 years old, about 100 to 115 pounds, black Neapolitan Mastiff. And so she started having these convulsion seizures, and it looked like life was in the balance many times. And we were able to get our Mastiff to her veterinarian, and he squeezed her in and treated her with phenobarbital, and we applied some of our own logic to this too. Miles called us 4 times. Miles from Europe called, senior USA Prepares instructor called us 4 times, once early this morning, and 3 times yesterday. And let's see, Joey called, and Aaron Dakins called, and talking about their experiences with dog seizures and treatment and so forth. And here's what we did. By the way, the seizure stopped, at least for now. And it was really nice because this morning we got a really early call from Ayudi's veterinarian. He called to check up on her. Now, how many veterinarians do you know who make house calls? Now, he didn't make a house call for Ayudi. However, he did make house calls for our cows. Can you imagine that? Yep. And by the way, what does it cost when a veterinarian comes out? At least when ours comes out, about $100. Can you imagine a veterinarian coming out to treat your cow, spend maybe an hour, and the bill's $100? That's the way it used to be, and that's the way it still is in some parts of the country. But anyway, so here's what we did.
Well, I guess it is kind of tough to put a cow in the back seat to take to the vet.
Well, sometimes when what happened was we had a cow that had a birthing problem, and the calf had to be pulled out, and we wanted a veterinarian to do it. So he delivered the calf, and by the way, the mama calf and the cow are just fine. And we took a lot of care with this particular calf, and now when we go out in the field, this calf remembers us so well, and so does the mama, that they come running over to get their hugs. I mean, they're the first ones to come see us. No matter where they are in the field, they will come over to say hi to us. And so anyway, what we did with Ayudi, our Mastiff, Miles recommended some things, and he recommended increase the copper. So we used human vitamins, daily supplement. We gave Ayudi 2 times the normal dose, which would be, and I'm not prescribing medicine, I'm just saying here's what we did. Gave her two daily vitamins, lots of ProPure water. Aaron Dakins recommended raw hamburger. Now, that's something that many of us have been taught absolutely positively you've got to be out of your mind to do that. You know, we've been taught that dogs don't need any supplements. Just give them that dry stuff and water and they're good to go. Well, I don't quite agree with that. Miles called the Neapolitan Mastiff Club in Germany. He took it upon himself to call the president of the Neapolitan Mastiff Club and described the symptoms and gave us some recommendations. So we gave Ayudi a raw hamburger, obviously upped her dose of diatomaceous earth, gave her 3 long walks, almost a mile each way, a mile round trip, 3 of those, on grass, so it wouldn't hurt her paws walking on, the driveway, which is stone. And it seems to be working. And Joey called with multiple times with his experiences and what he did and how those experiences panned out. So we got multiple calls, great advice, and we applied our own logic to, the advice, and it worked. It all worked. So what I'm saying is I hope that all of us can build the village that will do the same thing for you that we've done with this broadcast. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how nice it would be if you had a problem and you got help from people who were concerned and who were knowledgeable? Can you imagine what that would be like? That's what it's like with us. We are extremely fortunate. So it's time to build that village, and your homework yesterday was to do something nice for someone. Start building your village, and I hope many of you took that assignment seriously and either made a phone call to someone, said something nice to someone, baked cookies or a cake or bread or something, or just went over to say hi and helped out that neighbor who appeared to be in need. We can do it. We do not need the government's help. We can do it all by ourselves, working together, without our handout, without saying, okay, I baked you those cookies, now you owe me. That's not what this is about. John Regan?
Several years ago, I had a chance to go to a presentation by a holistic vet. And one of the things he talked about is the over-vaccination of animals. And unfortunately, most of the places that we live in the city, you are required to get a rabies shot, sometimes some other shots every year just to renew your dog license. And the truth is that rabies shot is good for a number of years, and they can do blood work and tell whether or not it's still effective or not. And that's one of those shots that it's pretty nice to have because that rabies is a pretty bad thing. And we talked about Old Yeller last time, and that's what made the movie so cryable, is that this young man had to shoot his dog because the dog got hydrophobia protecting him. And of course, today we call that rabies. And once we get in the after the event environment, and we can't vaccinate our animals anymore, plus wild animals coming in that we have to protect ourselves from, we need to be able to recognize those signs and take care of these threats just to protect our family and livestock.
Mm-hmm. And what's nice for some of us who live in the middle of nowhere, we don't have requirements like dog licenses. We don't have any. As a matter of fact, we don't have any leash laws. We don't have dog license requirements. We don't have, the dog patrol. We don't have any of that. And it's really nice. Number one, we're not paying for it. And number two, why should I have a dog license anyway? Why do I have to have a license to have a domestic animal? I'm not doing it. So I think that's insanity, having a dog license. Somebody have to explain to me what good that does. What good does it do registering my dog? I take care of my dogs and I make sure that I know where they are. And they're very well behaved. They really are. Okay, John, so I'm at thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. I'm at the news tab. Where shall we start?
Well, let's go ahead and start in the financial section.
Okay.
And I added one link from last time, and that is the dollar index chart. It's at the top of the financial section. Mm-hmm. And at the bottom of the chart, it lets you tell it what time frame you want to look at. And you want to be clicked on the max to be able to see what I'm telling you. And you'll see where the dollar made this big run up. And now for a number of months, it's been pretty much going sideways in this channel. And the way I'm seeing this channel form, and I brought this up once before with silver, when I see a chart and whatever it is doing this, that tells me to expect a breakout. And I can't tell you if it's going to be up or down. I can make cases both ways. We know the dollar is artificially high because, it's backed by imagination. However, the world still views the dollar and the United States, especially, not so much the treasuries right now without the budget deal in place, but we're viewed as the safe haven. So, if things start unraveling elsewhere, this could cause it to surge. If people realize that, the emperor has no clothes, it could go down. Of course, you can make plays both ways. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing with the chart.
Yeah. Now, this rise that I see in the chart, it starts in, looks like, the rise goes through, was it April of 2015? And then it starts moving up and down within this channel from April. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we don't know which way it's going to go. And the last time you discussed something like this, you said metals were going to move, and you weren't sure if they're going up or down, and they did. We'll be right back. Captain John Regan's with us, U.S. Air Force Reserves, retired. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPreparedness.com. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to dollardownfall.com. Again, that's dollardownfall.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
You wouldn't go swim with the sharks without a cage, would you?
Hey, has anyone seen Larry?
It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with a scanner and steal your credit and debit card info, as well as data from other cards containing RFID chips. IDStronghold.com, the original maker of shielded wallets, is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, open or closed, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and don't shield properly, if at all. If you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to idstronghold.com, because getting anything else is like being the next victim in a Jaws movie.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Captain John Regan's with us. I want to share something with our class that I'm working on as a small prototype project. You know, we have a number of vehicles here at the farm. We have some trucks and we have an SUV, and they're all old. And over the weekend, I spent some time washing out the panels inside, like the bed of the truck and inside the cab, you know, where you see rust, like the rocker panels and so forth. Well, back when I lived on the East Coast, I would have our vehicles rust-proofed, and there was a Quaker State system, and I would pay the guy to rust-proof it and not give me the guarantee. And without the guarantee, I think it was about $250 to rust-proof a car. I didn't have a lift at the time. Well, it worked. But I thought about this, and I thought, what's a great way to rust-proof a car without spending $500 to $750, which I think is crazy. Well, here's what I've determined, and I'm going to try this. I'm going to buy about 5 toilet wax seals. These are those round wax rings that are about $1.50 a piece. You can get them at the big box stores, and you get them without the plastic enhancements, just a wax ring in a cardboard box. And I'm going to mix that with mineral oil, and I'll make a liquid out of it. And I'm going to buy a sprayer that's designed to spray, using compressed air from a compressor, this waxy substance. I'm going to spray it in the panels, where, like the rocker panels, and those hidden panels where rust accumulates in the cars and trucks. I'm going to spray it in there on a warm day, and the liquefied wax will cover the metal surfaces and will drip down to the lowest point, and it'll probably leak out some of the drain holes. So I'll need to have some newspaper or something like that to catch that. I'll let it drip for a couple of days, and I believe I'll be able to rust-proof our cars and trucks, probably all of them, for maybe $125, including buying a sprayer for about $75. I'll let you know how it works. But that's just my thought. And why not try that? Because the wax will prevent the the formation of moisture on those panels, and the moisture will drip down to the low point and let or encourage rust. Just a thought. John Regan, back to you.
I just want to take a quick moment. I've got a link at the top of my post. It says, "Want to meet in person, March 18 to 20 in Dallas." This is about the Hear the Watchman conference. The MCs are USA Preparedness instructor Doug Hagman and his son, Joe. And there's a number of speakers that I think all of them have been on the Hagman and Hagman report. And, you know, if you don't get excited going to church, this might be a great place to come to, because I don't think you can come to this and not get excited. Some really great people are going to be speaking there. And one of them is probably going to be terrifying. He's a guy recently got fired in Hollywood, been there for a number of years, and what he will tell you about the satanic nature of Hollywood, and this goes back into history too. You'll understand why you're seeing what you're seeing on the big and little screens.
Yeah, and the music industry as well. There's a lot of satanic influence in the music industry. I don't know why they call it the music industry. It doesn't sound like music to me.
Yeah. Well, we could take a big side trip there, but let's continue on with the financial section. I've got 2 Cows 2015 edition. And yeah, I saw this explanation before. It's great for explaining nuances, like it has socialism. You have 2 cows, give one to your neighbor. Communism. You have 2 cows, the government takes both and gives you some milk. Fascism. You have 2 cows, the government takes both and shoots you. And we'll explore some of the rest when we get back.
Well, you know, John, I was delighted to have a new neighbor move in. And I did give him a cow. I did. He wanted to be a farmer, and he couldn't be a farmer without doing something. So I said, now you're a farmer. We'll be right back.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
John, just an aside, I was chatting with our daughter who lives on the East Coast, and she was telling me that, a woman jumped off a bridge and into oncoming traffic on the interstate. And this isn't the first time this has happened. So, and I'm starting to read more stories about people jumping off bridges and people jumping in front of cars and people trying to kill themselves. Our society has become very desperate. And I guess the message here is, be nice to people if you can. Help people if you can. Because there are people who have all kinds of problems. And I believe that what we're talking about in the financial state of the union, your book, this broadcast that we do most Mondays and other days, is really starting to, we're seeing the manifestations of the desperation of we the villagers. There are a lot of people there's some people making a lot of money, but the rest of us are barely surviving. And I believe that's why people are jumping off bridges, jumping off buildings, committing suicides, and I believe they're doing it at increasing rates. And maybe you can make a difference in preventing that person from doing the worst thing possible to themselves. Back to you, John Regan.
Well, while we're off track, once things happen and the supply chain goes down, people are going to start suffering caffeine withdrawal headaches, which are going to be bad, but you get over that. What's even worse than that is we have a large number of people, including children in school, on mind-altering prescription drugs. Typically, they get a month's supply at a time, so you would say that on average, people would have enough for half a month. And once that runs out, you're going to see that sudden withdrawal from these mind-altering drugs, and the suicide and violence that will occur from that is going to be so beyond anything we've ever experienced before in history.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that the cops are on a lot of them are on mind-altering drugs, the ones who commit these terrible crimes against the village. I believe that they're enhanced, their anger is enhanced by these mind-altering drugs. I can't prove it, just I believe it.
And basically what we talked about last time, if you're not on these fluoride-based mind-altering drugs, you're being inundated with lithium in the environment. So one way or the other, your body's having to deal with things. And a lot of these drugs do end up in the water supply. So if you're not filtering your water, you're getting some dosage of all kinds of things, from these drugs to birth control pills, which are hormones, especially that men shouldn't have, and painkillers. I mean, you name it, everything across the board. So just because you can get water out of a faucet right now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be running it through a filter.
I was talking with one of our instructors maybe 2 years ago from Europe, and she said to me, she was on the phone, and she said, "Vincent, do you know that in restaurants in the United States, they don't filter their water? It comes right out of the faucet. Do you know that?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And she was alarmed. She was absolutely alarmed at how backward we are, because we don't filter our water, and in many places. And I said, "So how many stages of water filtration do you have in Europe?" And she said, 6 or 7 stages of water filtration. So they're very concerned in Europe, and we're not quite as concerned here. Of course, I am, and those of us who have, water filtration systems, and the one that I like is the ProPure. I really do. As a matter of fact, I was chatting with our daughter last night about the ProPure water filtration system that she has, plus how often she should consider changing her water filter cartridge. And here's what we do, class. I'll just share a preparedness tip. Many of the ProPure water filtration canisters, there's an upper and a lower canister, and there are 4 holes in which you can install up to 4 filters. And what we do, we encourage, and I'm probably the only guy that does this. I guess I should say I encourage those who buy them to put 1 filter in instead of 2. Normally you get 2 plugs to fill in the holes. There are 4 holes. Put 2 filters in and you plug up the 2 holes that you're not using. And what I recommend is we'll provide a 3rd plug, and you put 1 filter in. And that way you have a spare filter should one break. And now it won't filter water as fast as 2 filters, but it certainly will give you a spare filter without spending any more money. And that's what we do. We have in our kitchen, we have a ProPure water filtration system that has 4 holes, and it has 1 filter in it. And we've been using this filtration technique for over a year, and it works great. Absolutely does. But you have to fill it at night, so you have enough water in the morning. It's a slower filtration, but it really works just beautifully. So just a tip to save some money. Back to you, John.
Well, we were talking about 2 cows before the break, and let me just take a minor rabbit hole here. There's a lot of socialists out there that say Jesus is a socialist, and there's quite a bit of difference. Under socialism, you don't have a choice about sharing. What Jesus preached is what you give is voluntary and out of your love and caring for other people. And for some reason, can't get socialists to understand the difference between the two. Well,
let me just add to that. The reason I gave our neighbor a cow, it was guised as a Christmas present. But the reason I gave him a cow was, 1, I wanted him to actually experience being a farmer, and 2, be able to take the tax deductions that a farmer can take. So you have to actually be an active farmer in order to take all these deductions. So by having 1 cow, he could save many, many times the value of that animal in tax deductions. And they're easily justified, because that cow walks his entire farm. So it really is a farm. And he really does have a cow. So it's just one more nice way to protect a person's wherewithal through the tax laws that were written for our pleasure. Back to you.
Well, then there's capitalism. You have 2 cows. Sell one and buy a bull. And that's probably pretty decent. But we don't have capitalism here in the United States very much anymore. We have this cronyism. And I do want to give tribute here. The original source on this is from Simon Black, who runs sovereignman.com. And he's got the 2 cows version for a few things here. U.S. government. You have 330 million cows. You milk them down to the last drop. Tell them they're the freest cows in the world. Then train them to be afraid of men in caves. Federal Reserve. You have 2 cows. You give them to the banks for free. The banks slaughter them and eat all the meat. You conjure money out of thin air and buy them 2 more cows. Wall Street. You don't actually have any cows, but you rake in billions from selling out your own customers and illegally manipulating the price of milk. The government gives you a slap on the wrist. Silicon Valley. You have 2 cows. They don't produce any milk, and your operation loses $500 million a year. Top venture capitalist firms invest in your cows, valuing your company at $25 billion. U.S. small business. You have 2 cows. You cannot sell the milk without a permit. You cannot drink the raw milk that comes out of your own cows. The government fines you $10,000 for failing to file Form BS-01519. U.S. big business. You have 2 cows. You hire the former head of the FDA to be your corporate advisor. You get a huge government contract. Now you have 2 million cows. So it's
there's so much truth in what you just said. And in Silicon Valley, there are venture capitalists, and what we used to call them, literally when I was in Silicon Valley, is we used to call them barracudas. And what they would want, if you had a brilliant idea, absolutely, if you invented anti-gravity, and you approached a venture capitalist, they would engineer a system whereby they provided some funding for you to ultimately take your company public, which they would make a fortune, but they'd want 51%, and they would want you in thumb screws, where you were absolutely trapped, where you had to deliver. That's venture capitalism. John Regan, I'll be right back. And, it's a manipulated world, John. And we don't, the more we instructors meet and talk to people and connect the dots, the more we realize how manipulated this system really is. From voting to business to government contracts. And just look at what John Regan just said. Look at the companies doing well. They have government contracts. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas, is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
Captain John Regan's with us. John, I don't know what happened to me, but during the break, I was just looking at some of the news, and there's a picture of Tommy Hilfiger's son. His name is Richard Hilfiger, and he was arrested in Miami Beach after he punched a bouncer in the face because he was refused entry into a club. So this 25-year-old guy, there's a picture of him. He's got green hair. Green hair, like the color green that you'd see of those Freezy Pops. That it's certainly not a natural color. Green hair. I've never seen a car painted this color. It's like almost like an electric green. It's as green as a highway yellow sign is yellow. And so this guy has tattoos up his neck. Looks like part of his chest is tattooed, at least what I can see. And his tattoos go into his earlobes and his ears. This guy looks like a freak. And these are people that I guess some look up to. The point I'm trying to make is we don't need to do this. We don't need to look like this. This is society falling down at a rapid rate. Back to you.
Well, the third link I've got entitled Can't Crack This Nut. And just to show that the insanity is not just here in the United States, the nut that can't be cracked is the increase in minimum wage. And this comes out of Germany. And the Steinbach Nutcracker Company is one of the largest producers of those traditional wooden nutcrackers, has filed for bankruptcy, and they're citing the increased labor costs. They had 120 employees, paid between about 5.5 to 6.5 euros per hour. And January 1st, the government increased the minimum wage to 8.5 euros. That's still less than $10 once you do the conversion to our currency. So to just imagine to get it to, the $15 base that our insane people are trying to get to, Germany would have to increase their minimum wage by more than 50%. And companies just can't do this.
John, I'm looking at one of these nutcrackers. So this is a wooden, I would call it like a wooden toy, but it's a nutcracker. And I believe that my mom has one of these, that she's had for years. And it's a piece of wood that's very finely painted. It's really a neat little nutcracker. More something that you would display rather than something that you would use. However, you compare the workmanship, the craftsmanship that goes into that, and you compare that to a McDonald's hamburger. And you wonder, how is it possible that somebody flipping burgers could earn more and be worth more than someone who has the skill to work in the factory that makes these nutcrackers? And who is the government to tell these companies how much they should pay their employees? If their employees don't like it, their employees can leave. They can leave. They don't have to work there. They can leave. And if there's no other jobs, they can start their own company. And if they don't want to do that, they can move to another town, or they can do what we did and become farmers. Learn how to do something else. But the idea of the government telling a company how much it will pay, and it will buy insurance. What a racket. I was thinking about that as I was riding around doing tractor therapy, John. What a neat racket it would be if an organization could say, I'll tell you what, however much money you make, we're going to take a piece of it, and we're going to tell you what you're going to buy. And if you don't buy it, like insurance, we are going to fine you. And if you don't do that, we're going to imprison you. What a racket. I think we need more worker bees, we need more innovation, and we need less government. John, we're going to be back right after the top of the hour news and commercial announcements. What are we going to talk about?
We'll still talk about some of this financial news, and I'll try to get some of these other areas. It's really crazy.
We're going to talk about McDonald's, Walmart?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. McDonald's, Walmart, Obamacare, car problems, and what does it cost to ship nothing? We'll be right back. Captain John Regan. This is USAPrepares.com. I'm Vincent Finelli. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS? Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Captain John Regan's with us. And we are at the financialstateoftheunion.com. We are looking at the news tab, and we are in the financial section. John, please continue.
I've got a link there called Obamacare on Life Support. And actually, it's Obamacare exchanges. There was so much news last week, and I decided just to post one article about them. And this one talks about at least 4 exchanges are insolvent, 11 receive warning letters, and it talks about that 2 million enrollees are not paying their subsidized premiums. So I guess you could say Obamacare is working as planned. It's creating a really big mess so the government can come in and say, we have to take full control of healthcare. And a few items down, I've got Obamacare closes Clay County schools. And this is Clay County, Tennessee. The schools are closed indefinitely. They have about 1,100 students because they have budget shortfalls, and they're blaming the straw that broke the camel's back there on Obamacare.
John, do you know the story about the Prince Edward schools in Virginia? Have you heard that story where when we had forced integration of the school systems in this country, the Prince Edward County School District, which was, maybe 15 miles away from where I lived in Virginia, a pretty rural community, farming community. And, there were black schools and there were white schools, and the federal government said, you will integrate your schools. You will put blacks and whites together. And the blacks wanted their own schools, and the whites wanted their own schools, and the federal government said, no, we don't care what you want. You're going to do it our way. Well, what the county did, literally, was they said no. And there was no public education for 10 years. Literally. There was no public education for 10 years. And what arose from that were several academies. And I've been to these academies. One was a small academy called the Huguenot Academy. And the other one was the Prince Edward Academy. And then there was another one. It was renamed the Fuqua School. So I've been to these academies. And these were academies where the wealthy whites, or those with some means, formed their own school, and you had to pay tuition to get in there. But they did not do what the federal government said they would do. And that's a true story in Prince Edward County, Virginia. So it can be done. You can resist the tyranny of the federal government. But there was a price to pay. And the price that was paid was there was no public education for 10 years. And I remember listening to a talk radio program, a call-in show, a morning call-in show. And this man called up and he said, well, it was one of those shows where you sell something on the air. It's kind of like a garage sale, but on the radio. You'd call up and say, here's what I've got to sell, here's how much I want for it, and here's my phone number if you want to call me. Well, this guy got on this call-in program, and he's a native of that Prince Edward County area, and he got on the local AM radio station. He said, I bought this roll of wire, and it says it was 100 feet of wire. It's for a telephone, and I used it to hook up my telephone, and I needed about 6 feet. So I cut 6 feet off. The rest of the roll I want to sell. Now, I haven't measured how long the rest of the roll is, but I only use 6 feet. So if you're interested, I don't know how long it is, but it was 100 feet, and I cut off 6. It was 100 feet. I cut off 6. I don't know how long it is, and it's for sale. And this was one of the people who didn't go to school, in my estimation, during those 10 years, because he didn't know what 100 minus 6 equaled. True story. And let's see. Benjamin in Arizona, welcome. You're on with Captain John Regan and me. Benjamin?
Yes. Hello? Yes?
You're on the air.
Yes.
Benjamin, you are live on the air. Not anymore. Yeah. He hung up. John, I've got this call screen here, and I have 4 buttons. One of them says answer. One of them says hold. One of them says put him on the air, and the other one says drop. So I clicked the air button to put him on the air, and we all heard the same thing live. There's nothing that was deleted or edited out. And I was right hovering over the hold button because Benjamin did did not get out whatever he was trying to get out, and I was ready to put him back on hold until he was able to compose his thoughts. But anyway, he hung up on us. So please continue, John.
I've got some links. McTrouble, Walmart rolls back, so do Walton Clan. And, these are really big companies in the United States and, even worldwide. And we're seeing big problems. McDonald's has gone to this all-day breakfast, which the franchisees are saying is just a total nightmare. And McDonald's is just in disarray. And I can't foresee them just totally going out of business, but we could see some major restructuring in that environment. And Walmart's experiencing some bad things too. Of course, they went through giving their low-level employees a raise, which they ended up firing some high-level employees to make up for that. And they were putting a lot of pressure on suppliers, trying to force savings, making the suppliers pay for it and damage their companies. And, this news comes out about how sales aren't going to be what's expected, and that caused the stock to drop. And I don't want you to feel sorry for the Walmart heirs, but they did lose $9 billion in just a day, and that makes a difference because we've got pension plans, both public and private, that are invested in stocks and bonds and derivatives and other things they shouldn't be. And when these losses happen in these pension plans, most of these plans are already underfunded. So when we get these losses, it causes the problem to become even worse. So I just wanted to tie that into the discussion. It's not good, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon.
John, you're talking about squeezing suppliers. I saw a video on how McDonald's French fries are made, how they process the potatoes. And it's an absolutely brilliant system. They wash the potatoes, and they have a machine that peels the potatoes. But how do you make them into these strips of potatoes that ultimately get fried? Well, they put them in a hopper, and then the hopper is filled with water, and then they, under pressure, send these potatoes down a pipe. And at the end of the pipe is this grid that these potatoes go flying into at really high speed, pressured by water. Water in front, water behind. It's like a traffic jam going at high speed. Bumper to bumper, but they're potatoes going down this tube, and they hit this grid or this slicer, and they come flying out as cut strips of potatoes. It's absolutely brilliant. And the reason I'm talking about this is how would someone who has never engineered a French fry cutting machine, how would you cut that many potatoes? Well, I believe that McDonald's has a really efficient system for making French fries. And I'm pretty sure they do that with all of the other ingredients that they use to make their final product. And if that's the case, I'm sure that the suppliers are as efficient as can be right now. So squeezing the suppliers, does that make a lot of sense?
I guess if you're a big 800-pound gorilla and can get away with it, it's just more evidence that we're living in a fascist type system where, if you're part of the in crowd, you get to do what you want, and if you're not, then
let's extrapolate for a second. So McDonald's says to the potato guys, all right, look, you guys, we want lower prices. And the potato guys say, we're as low as we can get. And McDonald's says, all right, then we don't need you. And the potato guy says, okay, let's see how that works. So People go to McDonald's and they say hamburger and fries. We don't have fries. You don't have fries. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would be like going into a McDonald's? And I mean, the typical customer gets fries. It's one of the highest profit items they have next to their beverages, right? So McDonald's without fries is an absolute disaster for McDonald's. And people are addicted to those things. Some people, not everybody, but some people. So I think McDonald's needs to work in concert with their suppliers, and they can't be in an adversarial relationship because the suppliers can literally take down McDonald's and vice versa. So, John, we'll be right back, and I'm glad you mentioned this link on your website called McTrouble and Walmart. And I think a lot of us don't want to go to stores, and we don't want to pay the sales tax, so we buy online. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Does being over 40 make you feel like half the man you used to be? Do you feel more tired, out of shape, not in the mood like you used to be? Thanks to an exclusive formula, you can help boost testosterone levels safely and naturally. Introducing Ageless Male, a life-changing supplement for men tested to help increase testosterone levels.
You'll notice a boost in your energy levels. Workouts work, sex life improves. It's like a light switch goes on.
Try Ageless Male risk-free if you would like to experience what taking Ageless Male can feel like. Support for healthy, normal testosterone levels, healthy energy, and increased performance, and more romance when you want it.
Call 1-800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Captain John Regan's with us. And we're talking about world events. We're talking about finance. We're talking about economics. We're talking about companies in trouble. We've mentioned Walmart. We've mentioned McDonald's. We've mentioned Obamacare. What's next?
Well, it's going to be impossible to get to everything. Let me jump down to the employment section, and let's talk about the 5 million fake jobs and outsourcing the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
And since the crisis happened in 2008, the system hasn't worked the way that it used to, and a bunch of the models that the government uses have not been adjusted. So that causes problems in addition to the outright manipulation to achieve numbers that are favorable to the administration. And this article talks about how the $1.3 trillion in student debt broke the birth-death adjustment model. And what that birth-death adjustment model is when the BLS goes out and does their survey to figure out how many jobs were created. They know they're not reaching a lot of companies, especially small companies. And they had this model that would attempt to make up the difference for what they weren't able to tell. Well, as we know, a lot of these millennials aren't getting jobs, and on top of that, the number of new firms are going down. The percent closed is going up while the percent new is going down. So it just really messes with this model. And it's saying that, 5 million of these jobs that were reported are just plain non-existent. And while that's bad enough on just the reporting side, the Navy is now forced to hire foreign troops because there's a 4,000 sailor shortage, and they have to limit the nations they can hire from. The really close friendly countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the usual suspects. But that's kind of a reflection on America too. They can't get enough qualified recruits to fill the positions on a Navy that's smaller than it should be to do its job. In fact, right now we are without an aircraft carrier in the Persian Gulf, first time in a long time. So you wonder how much of this is planned and how much is just incompetence. And you're kind of hoping that it's more incompetence instead of planned.
Yeah, John, why is it, do you think, that we can't find qualified people to be in the Navy? Is it the lack of education? Is it that our educational system has failed us?
It's the educational system. It's the mind-altering drugs that a number of our children are on. It's the obesity because there's no PE class in school anymore. So, a number of factors.
Well, I remember watching some videos of the Hitler schools prior to World War II, and those children were really, really involved in physical fitness. And they were interested in the sciences that had to do with the military. I'm not sure if it was a good thing or a bad thing to enroll your children in the Hitler School, because obviously they'd be cannon fodder. But from an educational perspective, I wonder, I don't know enough to know, I don't know enough to make a decision as to whether it was a good or bad thing. But I can tell you that I've seen the public training camp that our son wanted to attend, and we had to get him out of there because I literally remember saying these words: "Son, you're getting dumber by the second. We got to get you out of there." Literally. And what that school was interested in was sports. That was really important. And I've heard parents say of their children, boy, they're really doing well in baseball, and they're really doing well in football, and they're really doing well in sports. And I'm thinking, yeah, but he can't spell, read, write, or add two numbers together. And that was my take on the public school system in our county, which is why I ran for school board office.
Non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Earthquake, floods, winter storms, prolonged power outages, or war. Each of us have had that moment when we recognize that we need to be better prepared. We typically do the same thing. We start with food storage, then we address the need for water. But have you considered heat storage? I'm talking about staying warm in the cold. Here are some things for you to consider. How will I keep my family warm? The standard answers are firewood, coal, or propane. But the problem with that, if you need to be on the move, is you can't take it with you. Another concern, there may come a time when you need to stay warm without smoke, like in times of war. There may even come a time when you can't burn fuel. The answers may be simpler and less costly than you think. For these answers, go to fortressclothing.com. Again, fortressclothing.com has the answers to your heat storage dilemma. Don't get stuck in the cold. fortressclothing.com. You'll never be cold again.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
You wouldn't go swim with the sharks without a cage, would you?
Hey, has anyone seen Larry?
It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with a scanner and steal your credit and debit card info, as well as data from other cards containing RFID chips. IDStronghold.com, the original maker of shielded wallets, is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, open or close, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and don't shield properly, if at all. If you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to idstronghold.com, because getting anything else is like being the next victim in a Jaws movie.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Leave it alone. It'll come back around. Does that sound familiar? Most financial professionals are telling their clients that very thing. Don't panic. The stock market goes up. The stock market goes down. The real question you should be asking your financial professional is, do I have an exit strategy so I don't see a repeat of 2008? Look, friends, right now there are rumors circulating by many economists and self-proclaimed financial gurus that something significant could happen in September. I feel it's incumbent to warn you and help you at the same time. My friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute have a free report on how you can have an exit strategy. It's called How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your Savings, Retirement, 401ks, IRAs, and income. Don't hesitate. Don't wait for another 2008. Call right now, 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929 for that free report, How to Survive an Upcoming Economic Collapse.
Captain John Regan's with us, and Sherry in Missouri, you're on with Captain John Regan. Welcome.
Good morning. I'm calling about the situation with the Navy. And first of all, I'd say that who's telling us this information that they can't find qualified individuals is the government, and I don't think we can trust what they tell us anyway. Secondly, maybe people are just deciding not to enlist. And then thirdly, the ones who are, maybe their IQs are too high.
You know, those are very, very good. Those are all very good points. I would tell our children absolutely, positively, do not enlist. Do not become cannon fodder for old men who cause young people to die. Don't do that. And I would encourage all those who are parents and all those young people who are of enlistment age to not enlist. And I think you're absolutely right, because we've broadcasted here on this particular radio classroom that those with really high IQs have been prevented from being part of the policing forces, because they are people who can think. And Mike Parsons is one of those who could never be a cop because his IQ is way too high. So I think you're right on the money.
Well, have a great day, gentlemen. Thank you.
Hey, by the way, where are you in Missouri?
Oh, Kansas City. It's the first time I've ever said that.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been to Kansas City multiple times, and it's absolutely beautiful. It really is. It really is.
And I know you were talking about sports, but go Royals.
Well, okay. All right. So,
not that it takes up all my time, but it is kind of, wonderful.
Wait a minute.
Our team is
Hold
doing well.
it. Did you say it does take up all your time?
I said it does not.
Oh, good.
No,
good. So,
I'm not a sports fanatic at all. But it is kind of nice when the team does well at the postseason. So.
Well, hey, thanks so much for calling. And if you ever get a chance to come out towards Springfield, it's a 3-hour drive. If you plan to do it, I'm going to be on stage on Monday at Jimmy's Egg. That's Monday coming up. And I'm going to have a nice chat and discussion about preparedness and the significance and the urgency that I see. So if you're able to come out that way, get a carpool together, it'd be wonderful to see you. Thanks, Sharon.
Sounds good. Be safe. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye. John Regan?
Well, let's move on to the control section. And I hope you have some bliss close by.
I do. I've got, give me a second. It's only going to take me a second. Hold on. It's 1, 2. Okay, did it. I'm ready.
We've talked about how these companies, whether they manufacture cars, trucks, or tractors, make it to where you cannot do a lot of work on your car because it violates the licensing terms. Well, this is the first one. Penalty to hack your car. The House Energy and Commerce Committee has a draft, which the second link is the PDF of that draft, that would impose civil penalties up to $100,000 to, if you want to hack the system on your car, whether it's your car or somebody else's illegally, just no hacking cars.
John, are we talking about things like if you have a computer controlled transmission, and most computers, most modern vehicles, and we'll say even a 1999 Dodge truck has computer controls on the engine and transmission, and newer cars do as well. And my 2000 old Mercedes, and it's only worth a couple $1,000s, my Mercedes 430E has a transmission control computer. Are you saying that if I decide to reprogram that and change the shift points, so I change when my transmission automatically shifts from first to second to third to fourth to fifth, that would be hacking, and I could be fined for that?
Yeah, this is not a criminal offense, but you could be fined for that.
Okay, and let's talk about let's extrapolate on that. I was talking with one of our other instructors last night who has a vehicle that has a 6-speed manual transmission. Manual transmission. Now, if I were to reprogram my automatic transmission to shift differently, why would that be a problem compared to our instructor using her manual transmission and changing her customary shift points? Isn't that interesting? These guys are out of control. Out of control.
Speaking of out of control, this is something I noticed. Microsoft updates come out the second Tuesday of the month.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Sure.
Even though I have the bliss on, and I put extra bliss on, just as I did it live right here on the air. Just as you were mentioning it, I put it on. We have a Dodge Cummins turbo diesel, and we needed to make some more horsepower to pull a 26-foot gooseneck trailer. And sometimes we put 12,000 pounds of load on that trailer. So with the weight of the trailer and the load, we might be up to 18,000 pounds, which we are registered to pull with that particular truck. All registered with the government of Missouri. And we may or may not want to add a device to change the programming of the fuel that goes into the injection system, the duration and the timing of the fuel injected into that diesel engine to make more torque so that we can pull a heavier load. We may need to do that, and we may want to take that device off at other times when we need more economy. So, for example, we might make that decision to improve the operability of that truck for our needs, not our wants, our needs to operate our farm. It's safer when we can make more horsepower and pull a load at highway speeds rather than hold up traffic and have people become angry with us because we don't have enough torque to move that trailer and tractor. So what I'm saying is, who are these people telling us what we can and can't do and fining us with civil penalties for doing so? And who are these people to say that you will go to John Deere for your computer service on your John Deere tractor or whatever other brand of tractor we have? And so what we've done to avoid that is we don't have tractors on our farm with computers. And I was talking to some of our friends in Europe, and they want to get away from these computer-controlled tractors on their farms because they don't want to be held hostage to the companies that have the service technology to maintain those computers that control those tractors. They want to be in control of their own destiny. And what I did to prevent being held hostage is I even bought an old tractor, a 1974 tractor, which is all mechanical. Every bit of it's mechanical, including the Armstrong steering system, which really means no power steering. So that's my approach to fighting this system. And when they say that I can't use these antique tractors, well, We'll see about that. We'll see how that works. Back to you.
This last Microsoft update, I noticed that they wanted me to really upgrade to Windows 10 so they could complete the all the nice spying that we've talked about that's included in Windows 10. And I actually had to uncheck that in order to get the updates for my Windows 7 computer. And before that, they were getting really, really naggy. I typically put my computer to sleep because it takes too long to boot. And every time I would wake up my computer, it would pop up with the Windows 10 upgrade notice. And fortunately, they're not doing that anymore. They're just trying to force it down with the monthly updates.
Yeah, John, I remember calling you one day saying, probably maybe 8:58 a.m., calling you saying, hey, John, how's it going? So, you having a good day? Hey, you want to go on the air? And then, of course, the next question is when? I go, I don't know, about a minute. And then you saying, yeah, I've got to reboot my computer and it'll take like 5 minutes. Yeah. And, so why not switch to, Zorin Linux? Zorin Linux. I'm running 2 operating environments right here at the studio. One of them is Zorin Linux. It works really well. I'm looking at a screen right now that's powered by Zorin. All of these computers I bought used. They're a bunch of old Dells, and I bought them for about $100 a piece with the screens. And so the one on the right I'm looking at that's flashing, that's saying Michael from New York is on hold. That's Zorin. The one right in front of me is Windows XP. The one to the left is Windows XP, and the one to the left of that is Zorin. So we've got, it works great. And it comes bundled with Office. Have you considered that? Or do you have applications that absolutely positively have to have Microshaft?
I do have some applications that don't work with the emulators.
Yeah. Okay. And you did hear me correctly. I did say Microshaft. Michael in New York, welcome.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Hey, I just wanted to share a little information for everybody's benefit listening and let you guys get back to it. The fine-tuning, the customized tuning on the engines today is great. I've got a 2003 GMC Sierra 2500 heavy duty. I used Hypertech, good guys down here in Arkansas, I believe. I used the Hypertech Max Energy device for my vehicle. Now, economically, here's the savings, guys, because I had to run 89 octane because at 87 just didn't cut it on that Vortec engine. And Vincent, I'll just follow up after the break then.
Sure. And we have done a similar technology on our Cummins Turbo Diesel 1999. We'll be right back. John Regan, Michael in New York. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
There are hundreds of silver products on the market today, but there's nothing like the astonishing health benefits of the multi-patented One Silver Solution. Boost your immune system at a great price with our Silver Solution Liquid, starting at $12.95 a bottle. Now available in regular and extra strength. That's half the price of the leading competitors. Call 844-USILVER for your free catalog, or go to OneSilverSolution.com. OneSilverSolution.com. There is only one Silver Solution.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS? Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom. The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits. Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely. We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
It's time to kick some ash, because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig, because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
Class, we got to meet up on Monday. Jimmy's Egg, I'll be there. I'll be on stage. By the way, Dr. Norman Shealy is traveling today, so those of you who are interested in listening to him, he is traveling. John Regan and I are broadcasting in his place. So, Michael in New York, you were talking about these fuel modification and timing computer changes that you can add to your engine. We have one for our diesel engine. You have one for your 2500 series General Motors truck, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, Vincent, it's a microprocessor interface with the onboard computer, and then you modify settings, like you said, the shifting, RPMs and all that. And what I found was that I had to run 89 octane on that Vortec engine. 87 just didn't cut it, and clearly 87 octane shouldn't even be sold. It's barely borderline combustible, I'm sure. And so that proves again what we're dealing with, bunch of scum. They don't even want to give us good gasoline. 89 should be really the minimum. But anyway, when I went with the modifications using Hypertech, I can run on 87 and still runs at least as good as it did on 89. So there's the economic savings. While you still have the performance in advancing improvements, I'm still benefiting economically because I was able to step down to the cheaper 87 octane and still find the engine performing just as good as it did on an 89 octane.
And what is the cost of this device?
I believe I got mine through, if I recall, Jegs at the time or Summit, one of those two guys, and I believe I paid like $260 for that microprocessor. They're all customized for your vehicle. They're not, they're not a generic type of device. They're made specifically for vehicles, and then the companies have various current versions. So that if they're tweaking anything on an older 2003, it's that version's been around. There's no more tweaking to be done. On the newer ones are probably still tweaking, and can't say enough good about it because I'm getting the economic savings stepping down to an 87 octane, still retaining the same performance on an 89 octane. Plus, guys, another feature that everybody ought to consider. I used a K&N air filter system, custom air filter on the truck, and I took off the stock and immediately got at least 28 horsepower improvement. And you realize right on the spot, they're choking the engine. The stock air filters are literally choking the engine. Just like we covered in the past, with the fuel lines, it's a river of gasoline going to those fuel injectors. No way is there efficiency there. It's a lot of waste going into that combustion chamber. By design.
Michael, let me address a couple points that you made. I have been using K and N. That's the letter K, the word and the letter N. They are reusable, recleanable air filters. You buy one and it lasts easily 100,000 miles, and if it doesn't, you call them up and they'll send you another one. And I've used those in our GM trucks, our Dodge trucks, my Mercedes vehicle, and I instantly get better miles per gallon. I'm getting about 25 or so miles per gallon with the Mercedes V8 430e. We've gotten as high as 29 miles per gallon with the Dodge Cummins turbo diesel, doing 55 miles an hour on the highway. So I believe that some simple things that you can do to improve your miles per gallon. One is if you change that air filter. Two, change if you don't have synthetic gear lube in your differentials of your truck. If you switch from non or conventional gear oil to synthetic, you'll pick up maybe 1 mile per gallon, and you might pick up 1 or 2 miles per gallon with the K&N air filter. I have a parts washer which I clean my K&N air filters pretty often, and I use a diesel fuel and water mixture in the parts washer, and it works really, really well. Why water? Because the heavy dirt settles at the bottom of the tank, the drum, the oil drum where the parts washer fluid is. It settles in the water and it keeps the diesel fuel clean for washing parts. Michael, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate the update. John Regan, thanks so much for being with us and sharing. I know we still didn't get through all the things that we wanted to cover today. Appreciate you being with us, and we'll see you on Monday. Class meetup next Monday. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.